Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the channel. July 10th, 2022, Sunday afternoon when I'm recording this. Hopefully I'll get it up by tonight or tomorrow, the 11th. But there was a story on money.com titled The 13 Items That Sell Well on eBay, Craigslist, and Facebook Marketplace. And it's a story about people that buy and sell us, resellers, and how we buy and sell and make money and what items we are buying and selling and making money. Now, this story makes me really, really angry. And here is why. We see stories like this all the time across the platforms. Man, we saw a story about, the lady that had sold hundreds of thousands of dollars on Poshmark, but what they didn't tell you the rest of the story was that, and they mentioned it, she's been doing this for 8 years. Well, yeah, she sold, $400,000, but after her Poshmark fees, $320,000, and after her materials and her cost of goods and all that, she's down in like the $250,000 range over 8 years, means she made $30,000 a year, right? Which, okay, great, she's making some good money, more than most people, but it's nothing really to write home about. Like, it looks all big and fancy and great when people are like 800 grand, 600 grand. This is what you see on social media posts. I sold $3,000 this weekend. But then if they told you that they only made $300 profit, you'd be like, oh, well, okay, that's decent, but who cares, right? But when you see that 300 grand, everybody goes crazy. And this is why those news stories like money.com and these other websites, they're just there to print stories that get views and clicks. And that big bolsterous number is exactly what it takes, right? They don't care how much profit you and I made. They don't care what the story actually is or the outcome. None of that matters to them, just getting the story out. And so we see that with the Beanie Baby world, right? And the VHSs. Do you have these Beanie Babies? You could be sitting on a fortune. And then all of a sudden, 1 million people read their story, and then they all come to the Facebook groups, and everybody wants to know what their Beanie Babies are worth. It's so exhausting to just keep hearing the people that make the fake stories about reselling and not what the truth is, and the sales and the profits, and that it takes work, and that you're not just going to buy something at a yard sale for $1 and sell it for 50 grand. And so it's really infuriating to me every time I read one of these stories. But I figured, let's go ahead and cover it. Let's look at what they say. And then after we're done reading this story that I have saved on here on the iPad, I'll bring it up for you guys and go down the list. And then I'll let you comment and tell me, did they do a good job on the story? Is the list accurate? Is it bad? Should they have done more information, more research? You tell me what you think about the story and what you think about these news stories that talk about reselling in general without any of the specifics and details. So I'll let that happen at the end of the video, but let's go check out this story now, and then we'll move on. Okay, so here's the story that was posted up 4 days ago. I believe this was an older story, actually, that they did. So when you click on it, you can actually scroll down. July 6th of 2022, 13 items that sell well. So online sales have come back a long way since eBay sold its first item, a broken laser pointer, in 1995. And of course, eBay was known as auction web. A lot of you may not know that. Quickly became popular for Beanie Babies, and today they have 1.6 billion listings in the marketplace. But it's not the only place to sell online. Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, of course, all those sort of things. Lots of people said, I recently renovated my house. There was so much stuff I sold on eBay and Facebook Marketplace, says Mira Watts, who lives in Singapore and is the founder of Sadia Yoga. Tips for online selling. They want you to, of course, price items right, include plenty of pictures, use keywords, list items separately. Window shoppers, be honest, don't hold items, ask for a deposit. A lot of stuff that's just general. When we come down to the 13 items, here's where I wanted to focus. Laptops, number one. They're saying laptops are the number one item to sell. As people have shifted to remote work at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, laptops were a hot commodity, and they continue to sell briskly today. Tech ties with apparel is the most popular re-commerce category, according to eBay. Before selling any laptops or electronic device, be sure to delete any personal or sensitive material. So tablets and laptops are absolutely fast sellers. I say this about cell phones and electronics. Most people know that if you have like 100, 150 pieces of clothing up, you're going to sell like one a day, right? If you put up 100 laptops, you'll probably sell like 50 of them by tomorrow. No kidding. Literally, if you put up 10 laptops, if they're good laptops, if you price them correctly, you will sell them in days. Cell phones, tablets, laptops, video game systems, all the same story. The stuff just sells. People go, they're looking for it, and it sells. But it's all risky items. It's usually high dollar. It's usually stuff that people can take parts out of, that they can scam, that are stolen, there's just so many things that can go wrong with high-end electronics like laptops and cell phones and iPhones and tablets. You just have to know what you're doing. You have to be very, very careful, and you have to have capital to A, buy the inventory, and B, take hits if they come. I'm not saying saying you're not going to end up profitable, because you're going to sell 10 items and make $200 profit each and make $2,000, but then you're going to take a return that you're going to lose $400 on, and you're still going to be up $1,600, but you have to be able to absorb that. So really, really got to be careful with laptops and high-end items. 2 is glassware. Glassware has been a strong seller, but he's not talking about the garden variety kitchenware. He's talking about vases and figurines such as, Murano and Baccarat and Lalique and the milk glass and all that sort of stuff that do well. For instance, a is it Lalique? Is that how you say it? I don't even know how to say that word. I don't sell glass. Anyways, he sold a bowl recently for $560, which he used to support his church ministries. But people buy that stuff at yard sales for $5, right? And then sell it for $560. So glassware, I don't know. A lot of you that watch me do glassware, so not something I'm into. Number 3, home goods. Small appliances, baking, all kinds of stuff like that, bread machines, all sort of stuff like that go on the countertop. We know they're good sellers. We also know about the parts, so not a surprise. In home goods. 4, fashion, clothing. I mean, what else do we need to say about people selling clothing and all that sort of stuff? It's just the number 1 sold item. There's more of it than anything. It's easy to get. It's everywhere. It's available. People buy it. Clothing, obviously, number 4. Can't believe it's only number 4, but it is. Number 5, pet supplies. As we scroll down, pet care products, another popular category. Pet products are a specific thing. Like if you're private labeling, I feel like they might do well. Reselling pet products, I don't know, is the best. Actually, you can't go out to thrift stores and garage sales and really find a ton of pet products. I feel like if you're buying, hundreds of pet sweaters or pet clothing or retractable leashes or something, maybe you could do okay with that. But I don't really see pet supplies excuse me, as a quality category in my opinion. Number 5. Number 6, baby items. Baby clothes never really do so well. Car seats have expired. I don't see baby gear as a good one either. 7, yard and specialty tools. Yeah, a lot of yard and specialty tools can be decent to resell, like HDTV stuff, home and garden. Yeah, that does pretty well. So I'll give them that one on 7. Number 8, outdoor recreation items. Always good stuff like Power Wheels and outside, drones and RC cars, all that kind of stuff. Number 9, vinyl LPs and CDs. Jamie Pace does amazing on these, sells thousands of them. It takes a lot of inventory, a lot to sell those, but they can be done. It is a decent category. Was that number 9? Number 10, video games. Obviously, that was my old niche, and I should have stuck with it. It got harder, but I should have stuck with it. Just video games, kids, this day and age, video game consoles, retro, vintage, new age, it's all good. The accessories, the controllers, the microphones, the headphones, everything in the video game thing. If you see video game stuff, at least look into it and look it up. Number 11, furniture. Now that's specialty. If you're a local seller, there's a lot of people that do Adirondack, they do vintage, they do 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s furniture, they do like the old lawn chairs, they do the folding chairs. Bar stools are a big hot commodity. They're expensive to buy. Our bar stools, brand new, and we got them cheap from a place, was like $200 a pop. But if you can find used ones on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace for like 75 or 100, we considered some used ones. We didn't buy them, but we considered it. And I could see how people could get them. Somebody's doing a moving sale and you buy them up for 20 bucks a pop and put them out for 100. Definitely make money on bar stools and some furniture. Collectibles is such a big category. We all know sports cards and Pokemon cards right now are big. Funko Pops have still got a marketplace, especially with eBay buying part of them. Collectibles all the way down to like figurines and D&D stuff and minifigs and all sorts of Legos, just collectibles in general. That should have been at the top. Then people are putting on vehicles. Now, I know none of us are vehicle sellers because we're online sellers, but there are some of you like, I think Baker does it, flips cars, like buys a truck. I don't know how it is in this market, but before this market, he could buy a truck for $7,000 or $8,000. He could put $1,000 or $2,000 into it, like cleaning it up, getting it detailed, putting in, maybe some new seats or some new this, new that, and he's into a truck for $9,000 or $10,000. He puts it out for $15,000 and gets an offer of $14,000, and he makes it sell $4,000. The truck sells in, a week or two, and he can do it 2 or 3 times a month and make $8,000, $10,000, $12,000. So definitely a market for that, but you're not going to sell that on eBay, of course. eBay Motors, I hate eBay Motors. Selling it on Craigslist, probably just as bad. Facebook Marketplace, yeah, you can sell stuff. Our neighborhood's big for golf carts because golf carts are super expensive. Brand new, they can be $10,000 to $12,000 right now, $13,000. And you can see people selling used ones for $7,000 and $8,000, which is a good deal. They might have picked them up for, say $5,500 and flip it for $65,000 or $75,000. There's people here that sell golf carts once and twice a week, and they make $1,000 to $1,500 per golf cart, and they're making like $6,000-7,000 extra on top of their normal business or their normal job. So could be a good market. People sell RVs, people sell ATVs, they sell dirt bikes and go-karts and all sort of stuff. So vehicles can be all right. I could see that if you want to deal with the local market. I actually bought 4 little mini scooters, little racing mini scooters for like $2,900, and I sold them all after I got all the money individually from 4 people. I sold them for like 34 or 35. So I only made like $100 a scooter, 150, but it only took a couple weeks to sell. So I was able to make like $600 in a couple weeks. Not too bad, but that's the 13 items that they say are the best. So do these stories like give you irritated where they're just giving a lot of general information and maybe get a lot of people started on reselling who don't know what they're doing, who get the hopes of being rich quick? And that's just how I feel about it. That's how I think these stories resonate with the community and resonate through the general public, and people get all hyped up and then they join our community and they're just a failure. They don't know how to list, they don't know how to ship, they don't know how to photograph, they don't know how to take returns. I don't know. I'll leave it to you guys in the comment section below. You let me know and I'll read them and respond to them. In the meantime, these are the stories. I'll link it below. Check it out. I appreciate you being here. Hit that like button, guys. Turn that big thumb blue, smash it, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos. And have a wonderful rest of your Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. Enjoy the weekend, and let's get going next week with more money, more sales, more reselling, and more videos. Have a great night, guys.